state, and thus will head up all operations. The presidential executive orders already listed on the Federal Register also are part of the legal framework for this operation. The camps all have railroad facilities as well as roads leading to and from the detention facilities. Many also have an airport nearby. The majority of the camps can house a population of 20,000 prisoners. Currently, the largest of these facilities is just outside Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaskan facility is a massive mental health facility and can hold approximately 2 million people, folks. Now let's review the justification of any actions taken here. Executive orders associated with FEMA that would suspend the Constitution and Bill of Rights. These executive orders have been on record for nearly 30 years and could be enacted by the stroke of a presidential pen, probably the presidential pen of our puppet president that we have right now. Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communications media. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, and total control over all highways, seaports, and waterways. Executive Order 10999 allows the government to take over all food, resources, and farms. Executive Order 11000 allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order number 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to reload communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Executive Order 11005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Executive Order 11051 specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis. Executive Order 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plan set out in executive orders to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislative liaison to control all aliens, to operate penal and correctional institutions, and to advise and assist the President. Executive Order 11049 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period. Executive Order 11921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in the U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the President, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salzito, Chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in a 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination and of civil and military installations from sabotage and or attack, as well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access to U.S. opinion or a local or a global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers were consolidated by President Carter to incorporate the National Security Act of 1947. Allows the strategic relocation of industries, services, governments, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize the requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. 1950, Defense Production Act gives the President sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. Act of August 29, 1916, authorizes the Secretary of the Army in time of war to take possession of any transportation system for transporting troops, material, or any other purposes. I'm not going to get into every one of these executive orders here, folks, but I think you can generally get the idea of what we're looking at. And we have serious problems here in this country. These orders are standing. It is only a matter of when Bad Baby has brought to your attention some of the documents that she had found pertaining to the H1N1 pigs will fly swine flu virus. It is really a disaster in our country, and people really need to start taking a look at what's going on. This is not, as the audio had stated, a conspiracy theory. These are conspiracy facts. This is out there. This is real. There are many eyewitnesses out there, and to prove that so, I'm going to put on the line now. I'm going to put on Mr. Al CUPPETT. Okay, Mr. Al CUPPETT, you're on the show.
Hi, Roger.
Welcome to the show, Al.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, folks, everything you've heard here in the past half an hour is exactly right. I have confirmed this as an independent source myself. Everything which you have heard, everything. I don't even disagree with one thing. Carter established the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and he put it into play rather weakly back then. I was the FEMA headquarters myself. They had code word clearances for flood and mud, and I went through the building. They was escorting me, and I said, "What are you guys doing? What do you need code word clearances for?" Special compartment information. Well, it was a continuity government plan. It was the 10 FEMA regions, which is contrary to the Constitution. The United States can only be divided up into regions as states. And everything you've heard here tonight is absolutely what I have confirmed in the past 15 years, and it's been 15 years plus that I have worked on this stuff as a Joint Chiefs of Staff Action Officer, retired. I went through all this and found it all out, and everything you've heard here is absolutely the gospel truth, or like I say in Spanish, es la pura verdad. So it's true, Chris, and everything you've said is absolutely true.
Thank you for your confirmation. That's Al CUPPETT, formerly from the Joint Chiefs of Staff Action Officer out of the Pentagon, and that's just a little verification here. I'm going to put on right now Mr. Stu Webb. He's a federal whistleblower and has a lot of information pertaining to this. And by the way, Al runs the Al CUPPETT Show on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Here on Freedom Fighters for America Radio, so please tune in to him. And Stu Webb, and this is, I'm putting on Stu Webb right now. That's a Tom Hennigan and Stu Webb Intel Hour that we have every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. So welcome to the show, Stu.
Thank you, Chris. And Al, it's been a number of years since I spoke to you. I think it's been 4 or 5 years ago, but
yeah, well, I'm still banging around out here. By the way, I got a call, Chris and Stu, just before, providentially, just before this show began. A guy called me and named Dudley.
It's being recorded, just to let you know that. So.
Pardon? What's that?
The show is being recorded.
Okay, fine. Okay. And he gave me the rundown on this flu virus thing, and there's going to be 2 tainted strains from China. A guy who helped do the stuff at Fort Detrick got up on NPR and gave a blurb about it, and the next day he was supposed to be on again, and he ended up committing suicide. And we have, this thing is coming down. This stuff is infectious. It is exponentially infectious. It takes 5 years to kill you, and there's going to be strains out there, and it is horrendous. But go ahead, Stu.
Well, I'm in agreement with you because I think I was one of the first to expose it. I got it from sources and the pigs that fly in September, and This is Bush's biological attack